Welcome to another episode of Big Girl Hunters. We're back at the Campaign Lake for another nice sort of 4 or 5 day session, depending on how it fishes and things like that. It is very, very hot. It must be 22, 23 and it's only about 11 o'clock. Got here early. There's a few swims free. One of the main swims, which I had 25 mirror out of and a 19 common a couple of weeks ago, was free down there. But we've come into this swim. It's a swim I've fancied all season, but it's been very flooded. It is still flooded up, as the cameraman will show you now if you have a look. I mean, it's a bit of a swamp swim, but it's carpy as hell. Like it's the lake's been fishing a little bit better the last couple of weeks, because before that, prior to that, the last month, it's been very tough. The odd 1-2 fish. I mean, I did 2 fishing in a 48-hour session, and I think they were the only 2 fish caught really, except for a couple of catfish. But so it's fishing tough at the moment, but it's not too bad. We're hoping for a good session. I've had a little bit of a play around with the marker float. Got a spot just around 100 yards. It's a nice little gravel bar just off the island where I know some big fish like patrolling. The reason why I like this swim is that I mean, the A team of this lake, the known 40s and a couple of the bigger 30s, and who else knows who's out there? You never know what's out there. Like to patrol this island, and it's hard to get it from either swim because everyone's trying to cut each other off. But this one, you've got direct contact with it, and it's not many people fishing it really this year because of the amount of flooding. So it's looking good for a bite. A fish crashed out just down there as we soon got. As soon as we started like doing up our bivvies and that earlier, about I'd say 10 o'clock, which is pretty crazy, as it's only like about a rod length out. I can't describe to you how hot it is. It's unreal, and I'm only a pasty Englishman, so can't take the heat very well. So I'm trying to stay in the shade as much as possible, and we'll keep you updated, and we'll do a spod mix video and stuff later. Right, I'm going to knock up a spod mix now for this session. As you'll see, a recurring ingredient in my spod mixes is some lovely peanuts, which I've soaked up myself and cooked up. Some of the peanut juice as well in there. Oh. That'll be absorbed by all the pellets. And then we're going to go on to some mainline hybrids. Just going to crush them up. It goes in some marine halibut pellets. This is at 8mm. It's my favourite size. Just seems to be enough that it doesn't break down too fast, but enough so that, to get them feeding a little bit quicker rather than just milling on one spot, and it sort of goes to the size of the peanuts. You don't want to put too much pellet in, otherwise you bring in the cats. Some big old cats in there, don't want to bring them in. And then again, this stuff is again a pellet which is a slightly different size. This one will break down in all sorts of different sizes. See, all of those little pellets will get soaked up by that juice. See, and the reason why I'm not making this too crazy is that there's lots of bird life in here, and I just want it to be a little bit darker, and that's why it sort of matches the bottom. If you have a look here, it's not too similar from the bottom, really. You have a faithful golden grain. I like to use about half a tint. This is this is a krill grommet. It's actually got fish in there, and I just put a little bit just to soak up all those juices. Oh, I may as well finish it off, there's not much left. Again, I tried to go easy on the ground bait, otherwise it brings the bream in. There's lots of bream in here. There's some specimens, man, some real big bream in this lake, but just want to take it easy with those. Just almost to soak up all the juices and help slick up. So much oil comes off the peanut. see all of that pellet's literally starting to break down already. The thinner one just gives it a nice cloud. Good old liberal amount of this is hemp oil, which is the stuff. I mean, this bottle, it lasts. This is good oil, and you get this from the supermarket, and this is organic as well. Jamie Oliver, eat your heart out there, son. It's like a cooking show, but yeah. Again, you want a nice big slick. And also with this as well, if you know if it's windy and that, and they start having a munch on your mix, it slicks up. And then just a little bit of flavour. Seem to like that. I mean, this time of year, because midsummer, obviously the fishy with this, but they seem to really love the creamy, the coconuts, the cells type of baits here. And as well, again, it's just to try and not drag in the cats. So this stuff looks a bit suspect. There we go. There's us. Final dash of the old almond goo. Again, done so well on this stuff. Goes forever as well. Yeah. No, doesn't even make any. It's like neon. Tastes lovely, that stuff. And there is the mix. Carpies you like.
Good morning guys, welcome back to Big Girl Hunters. I've just had this little chunky beauty about 4:30 this morning. It's now put, and just going to hoist him up for you. He's 20 pounds and 1 ounce, very chunky. It's one of the chunkier ones in here, one of the bit more of the characters, but lovely colours.
How wide he is.
His head.
Here we go.
Beautiful colours. Give me a right old battle for a fatty. England lost the football, but I don't care because I caught fish. So. Plenty of water. Bye-bye, my love. You'll be seeing you when you've got another 10 pounds on you. Look at the depth of this fish.
Wicked. Good evening. Now, welcome back to Big Girl Hunters. I'm just going to do a quick evening update. This is coming into the second evening of our little session. And it's been quite an eventful session so far. So, as you would have seen, I've had one already. Nice 20-pound one mirror carp. It was a nice dark fat one, so that was really nice. I also had a bream a little bit before I had the carp. And to be fair, the run on the carp was it was just a couple of bleats. I'm fishing quite far out. Well, I was. I've pulled them in a little bit now, but I was fishing around 100 yards, and just was a so I had quite a lot of those all night. So I'm wondering whether I got smashed up a little bit last night. I was thinking it was bream, so I hit one of them and it was actually a carp. So we'll see what happens tonight. Basically, a guy came up I don't know, late afternoon yesterday to swim. I mean, not the swim next one because that's still flooded out, but the next one on, and he flicked a couple of baits out. Anyway, I don't know. What time was it, I reckon? 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah.
1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, he comes down. Basically, he's had a run, and it snagged him out in the bushes way far out in the lake. And we're talking, 14, sometimes 15, 16 foot deep lake with 60 plus cats in it. And he comes back in his speedos and he says, oh, I'm going to go swim out there. So he swam out into the lake. He swam out into the fucking lake. I've never, like mid-black, in like mid-darkness, without any help or anything. So he apparently he swam out. Well, he did. He swam out there, got to he must have followed his line out. In the mid, I don't ever. I would say never ever go into the lake without a life jacket on or out a boat. Don't ever go in the lake. You can wade in maybe a little bit at the front, but that's it. Don't ever go in, especially in the dark. This guy is fucking crazy, and so he managed to get his rig back, but the fish had lost it. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, that was quite eventful. And there's not been guy in the swim next door has had a 29, which 29 common, which is quite nice. But apart from that, there's not really been much else out with it. It's sort of the only one that's had a bit of action on the old John Nukes. Obviously, England lost, and we're pretty much out of the World Cup, which is a nightmare. But we'll just concentrate on fishing. Bit gutted about that though, really. But the fish will be in my arse. Morning everyone, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Welcome back to Big Go Hunters. Another little quick update. Just had this beauty here. It's a lovely mirror. How big did he go again?
17 pounds 8, wasn't it?
17 pounds 8. It's the smallest one I've had out of here this season. But it's I can hoist him up. But he's a beauty nonetheless. I'll hoist him up for you. Beautiful colours on it. I've been up releasing colours. That clear water. Because it was a battle royale. Still chunky in the shoulders. But I've been up all night. I had 6 spring through the night. And finally rewarded with this beauty. Lovely. Good evening guys, just a quick update on our session. Day's events and last night's events. Toby had a catfish last night of about 6 to 8 pound. We didn't bother weighing it. Took out my left end rod and his rod as well, so it was a bit of a schoolboy error. He also had, strangely enough, had a pike today, a little jack pike, but it took a pellet, and it's strange. I'm just having a little bash on the old waggler for some roach, because he also caught a roach, which was quite a nice sized one. So I want to catch one by design. Just in the evening as it's starting to get really struggling trying to catch him here. Traditional waggler style. Show us your rig, mate. What have we got there?
Little halibut pellet. I think it's 22 miller halibut pellet. Tipped with a little bit of plastic corn.
Nice.
Size 6 like it, so yeah.
That's got catfish written all over it, which is what he had last night. It's the man that's normally behind the camera.
I'll keep that one on to the first one.
Right, good morning guys. Here's my final morning. I'm just about to leave, and this is just a quick update. I did have one last night at about 12 o'clock. was a 21 mirror. I haven't got any photos of it because or any footage. Wanted to save the battery of this if I caught one of the real big ones. So limited amount of battery, so I didn't take any footage or any photos because my cameraman is a coward and he decided to go home. Now he had work the next day. So overall it's been quite a nice session. I had another couple of bream through the night as well, so I've had many a double figure bream. It's one of them again. But yeah, it's been a lovely session. It's been really, really hot. Good social with a few lads and that, and it's been good. You see that the lake, switch this round, the lake is looking glorious. There they are, waiting. I hope you enjoy the video. Oh, here we go. And like I said before, bird, bloody moorhen just jumped on my rods, and that's the first. Yeah, as I've said before, thank you everyone for watching and enjoying all the videos, and liking the Facebook page, subscribing, all that sort of stuff. Anyone wants to message me or talk or come do some fishing or send your photos in, anything like that, just don't hesitate to give us a message or drop a comment or whatever. And all you guys, tight lines up. This is my home. As you can see, you've got the trusty boilie stick across there. You've got the old marker rod. This is a tracker Armo bivvy. The spom rod there. Oh, what's that? Some cheeky CC more bait.